Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Hope, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because he completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talk. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
Throw it up. Throw it up. Throw it up. Throw it up. You already know what it is, man. Wednesday night. It looks like I'm solo dolo again, which is not a problem, but my guys keep leaving me on Wednesday, and it's okay. I get to make it short and sweet. I ain't got to hear Benny's nonsense or, Polk's drunken rants or, CB's little sensitive quotes. Nah, those are my guys, man. I miss them. Hope they're doing all right. Hope everyone's doing all right. Chat, what's going on? 818 Cali Kane. What's the deal, brother? Hope everything is well. Plank time. Work smarter, not harder. Absolutely. Benny doing it. Yeah, man, it's okay. It's all right, Ben. Yeah, he better be washing his hair. Salute to Benny and it's, he's working, I think, so Benny's a boss now, so he gotta work. My wife is telling me to be nice. She knows better. She knows how we do. You know what I mean? What up, OG? What's going on? 818, what sport other than college football does heads? We're going to get into that, man. We're going to get into that. Salute to everybody watching, man. Salute chat. Thank you for taking time out to join me tonight, man. It's, Miami's 2-0 in this 4-game playoff right now. 2 impressive wins. We got 2 more, man. We got to go to Virginia Tech, which, regardless of what the team looks like, they always play Miami tough. It's not a night game. It's a noon game. So, if Miami kind of starts slow, because it's a noon game, things can get a little dicey. But I don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't think that's going to happen. Appreciate you, brother. Show is better. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, brother. That's my brothers, man. That's my brothers. Don't do that, man. We appreciate you. We love you on the show. Joining and listening, man. We appreciate that, but don't do that. Don't do that. We'll get into that. Vito Manuele. We'll get into that, man. We'll get into that because I'm curious about this as well. What quarterback do we go after? We can all have our preferences and who we like, and but I'm curious to see. I'm curious. I think it has to be a kind of an organic match, right? Because usually the quarterback that's going to go somewhere for 1 or 2 years is going there for a purpose. They want to kind of increase their draft stock, improve their draft stock. They want to go somewhere that's going to fit their style and a place that they can win and look good. So, has to be a match, man. Match. Your wife is the voice of calm and reason. She is sometimes, sometimes she can be a little, no, never mind. Love you. Not no, nope, nope. Not even talking about it. All right, listen, man. So before we start on all that stuff, we did get a commitment, right? We got a flip that we were waiting on for a while. Another freak in the building. We got Gavin Mueller in the building, tight end out of, I believe, Illinois. He's a 6'5" ish, 6'6" tight end. South Elgin, so that's in Wheaton, Illinois. Class of 2026. So he'll be on campus. He's an early enrollee, so he'll be on campus next. So getting ready. He's getting put in the lab, and he's already a specimen. He's like I said, man, he's 6'5", 250 right now. Apparently he has like an 83-inch wingspan. And he's just been playing. This is his first year, or last year was his first year playing football. He was playing basketball for a while, and I love that. You know what I mean? If when I was coaching in high school, and if I get back into it, man, all them dudes playing basketball, you know what I mean? You 6'7", trying to shoot threes and all that, man. Nah. Get your ass on this football field, man. Come on over here, man. You 6'7", 280, trying to play basketball, man. Nah, man. You can't even run past half court twice, man. Let's go. Get your ass down here in these trenches, man. I love the pickup. He was committed to Colorado. Coach Prime out there. Can't blame him for making a move, man. Like I said, he's going to be an early enrollee. I think he's going to be a project. You stick him in the lab for a year, let him learn. You got him behind Elijah Lofton, hopefully, Brock Schott, Luka Gilbert, and that tight end room. He's going to learn, and then he's going to come out ready to go, man. Because, again, he doesn't have all the football knowledge and the football experience that you would hope for, but he's a freak. He's physically a freak, man. So it's gonna be fantastic, man. So I think that's a good pickup. And he's the number 4 rated tight end from just having 1 or 2 years now of football experience. So that tells you something, man. Like, people see something. And his offer list was going crazy. LSU, Wisconsin, obviously committed to Colorado, Miami. His offer list was crazy. And it's going to keep, I'm sure people are still recruiting him. I'm sure. He's a problem. Yeah, 82-inch wingspan. That's crazy. It's crazy. And he ran track. So, yeah, fantastic pickup, man. Fantastic pickup. Salute to Gavin Mueller. Hopefully we get to speak to you, brother. Yeah, can't wait to see you. I'll be down, I'm sure, in the spring at some point to see these guys in person. So, yeah, hopefully. Now, the college football playoff rankings came out last night. Miami at 13, man. Miami jumped a couple of spots to 13. Like, everybody else is mad, panicking, and all that. I understand the Notre Dame thing. I really understand it. I understand the disappointment. I understand the issue with that. What I don't understand is why y'all expect something different. Like, why people expect something different from a system that's controlled by money, controlled by a larger power. College football is controlled by networks. Why do you expect anything different from that system, man? I don't understand it. Like, It's a ratings game. It's a numbers game. It's a money game. Like big brands bring big money. Storylines bring big money. Like that's just what it is, man. If we're all old enough to see that, acknowledge that, and understand that. That's what it's gonna be. Miami at 13. I'm not really mad at it, man. I think, a couple people ahead of us are probably gonna, take L's coming up. You know, um, let's look at the games. I know a lot of SEC teams um have their late season high school games they have to play. Their late season, Division 3 teams that come in and get a check. I know that's coming this weekend. But let's look at the schedules real quick. Let's see what's happening this weekend and where we could gain some ground possibly. All right, so this week Texas A&M is playing Samford. So, we shouldn't look for any help from Samford. Oklahoma's playing Missouri, right? So, that's a good game. Missouri's tough. That can be something we could look at. Georgia's playing UNC Charlotte. I don't think there's going to be any issue there. Vanderbilt's playing Kentucky. Vandy is right behind us, I believe. Syracuse played Notre Dame. They shouldn't have any problem with that. Unfortunately, Oregon's playing USC. Now that could jump us. So I think we want Oregon to win in that scenario. Arkansas, Texas. Texas should be out of there, but you know how they love Texas. Utah's playing K-State, Kansas State. Kansas State may play tough. We don't know what's going on with that. That may happen. Pittsburgh playing Georgia Tech. I think we want Pitt so we can play them and win. I think we want Pitt to pile on all the quality wins they can get. So when we play them, BYU's playing Cincinnati in Cincinnati. That could, but that's it, man. And then, next week, which is the final week, we have some games that can help us. But Miami has to win. You know what I mean? Miami has to handle their business before any of this. So Miami plays at noon. So we'll get a head start on all of this. I think Kansas State and Utah play at 4:00 on Saturday. USC Oregon play at 3:30. Syracuse Notre Dame 3:30. Alabama and Eastern Illinois team. Yeah, all right. Missouri and Oklahoma play at noon too. So, we'll know some things tomorrow. I'm sorry, Saturday. My bad. We'll know some things Saturday. Pitt needs to win. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Kansas and K-State can win. Of course. This is college football, Cali. Anybody can win on any given day, and we've seen that. It's been crazy. Mizzou can definitely be OU. Mizzou plays tough, man. Mizzou plays tough. So they can definitely give OU a run for their money. It's in Oklahoma, so that's going to be tough, but they play tough, man. So yeah, man, I think we'll be able to, figure out some more things, man. And listen, we moved up two. I mean, we moved up 2 last week, and we moved up 2 this week. We're at 13 with 2 more games left. We handle business. I really think if Miami handles business, Miami's in. That's it. I think so. I think they're in. I mentioned before that this is a business, right? We all know this is a business. Ratings, logos, drama. It's all business. Miami has the highest ratings. They've accumulated the highest ratings in the conference. So whether people hate, love, or indifferent about Miami, they tune in. So, I think Miami has something to say there. Louisville needs to be SMU. Yep. Utah and BYU are above us, so they don't have to have the head-to-head conversation between them. Yeah, that's crazy. Yep. In the playoff and championship game, or just in the playoff? What you mean, King Cal? What you asking about? What are you asking about, man? Yeah, so we'll see, man. The playoff rankings are what the playoff rankings are, man. Yeah, Notre Dame being that, that far ahead of Miami, we know it's crazy. Everybody sees it. Everybody recognizes it. National media recognizes it. Just the playoff, King Cal. We're not going. I don't think we're gonna go to the ACC championship game, which I don't really care about. If we can get to the playoff without having to play an extra game, I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that. I don't need us playing the extra game. If we don't have to, I mean, it'd be cool for them to come to Charlotte because I'm in Charlotte. I go to the championship game since when was they here last? 2017 when I was there. So I've been waiting, but whatever, man. If they go to the playoff, that's all good. James, Miami is the placeholder for ACC where we are being used. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Lido, what's up, you heard, fam? You, what up? What up? 818 Pitt wins, Louisville wins, and Wake beats Duke. We get yeah. I mean, whatever. If that happens, that happens. That's cool. I'm worried about these playoffs, though, man. Playoffs, you get that big money, you get them checks, and national exposure, man. I mean, we have national exposure, we're a national brand, but playoffs is different, and you get to measure yourself against the 12 so-called best teams in the nation. And that's dope. And hopefully we get a rematch with Notre Dame in a playoff. That'd be dope. That'd be crazy. You understand what type of atmosphere that would be? That would be crazy if we got to do that. So yeah, man. We shall see. But in the meantime, we do have a Virginia Tech team that we are playing Saturday at noon in Blacksburg. I posted earlier that the weather, usually when we go to Blacksburg this late in the season, we're looking at cold weather, below freezing or some snow or something. No. It's going to be about 65 degrees. It may be raining. It may not be. It may stop at that time, but it's not going to be cold. It's going to be a little chilly. It's going to feel a little chilly because you're up north. The Miami boys, they're not used to being up north like that, but you up north players on the team. You got a lot of players who are used to that. So, yeah, it should be a nice day, a nice noon game. You get in, whip that ass, and get up out of there, man. That's all we need, man. Now let's go over a little bit of numbers, man. I only did a little, the main scoring offense. Miami's 28th in the nation. Score. Virginia Tech is 98th in the nation in scoring offense. Rushing offense. Now, this is where Virginia Tech makes their money. They are 34th in the nation in rushing offense. They're averaging like 5 yards a carry. They have, running backs, and they have drones who can run the ball too. He's hectic on the ground. Yes, one-dimensional teams. You're right, James. So Miami has to stop the run. We've seen how capable Miami is when they're focused on stopping the run. We've seen that throughout the whole season. Jeremiah Love, the Heisman candidate, people consider him the best back in the country. What do you have? 33 yards against Miami? So the only back who got off was Isaac Brown. Who got off. That's it. So rushing offense, they're 34th. Miami 69th in rushing offense. Passing offense, Miami is 26th in the country, and Virginia Tech is 115th in the country. So we know that, right? We know that, right? Yeah, defense. Miami's 7th in scoring defense. Very important stat. If you're not scoring, you're not scoring. Miami's 7th in scoring defense. Virginia Tech is 108th in scoring defense. That's a problem, right? That should bode well for us. We should be able to score, 35, 40 points. Rushing defense. Miami's 3rd in the country in rushing defense. Again, when we're focused on stopping the run, Coach Heatherman, and that staff just do a very good job at their run fits. They running to the ball and gang tackling. They do a really good job at that, man. So Virginia Tech, though, is going to give a real different look. They remind me kind of Georgia Tech when it comes to that run game. They're not as effective, but they remind me of, because they have the quarterback element to it. And Drones is a beast. You already know that. So yeah, man, on paper, which means nothing. On paper means nothing, but on paper, we should bash these dudes. Hey, my guy. What's going on, brother? Cali, V-Tech is giving up 30 points a game. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. We should be able to score, man. We should be able to score. Hopefully, the weather isn't terrible. It doesn't look like it will be. They may see some rain showers, but they're used to that. For the first 4 or 5 games, man, Beck was playing in the rain that offense was playing in the rain every week. So it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I think Coach Heatherman, I think he'll have a good game plan, man. And salute to VT for just hiring James Franklin, man. I think that was a tremendous hire for them, especially for him. I think a team like Florida dropped the ball on that. I think which I don't mind. That's cool with me. I think they dropped the ball on that, man. I think they, especially if they don't get Lane Kiffin, I think they dropped the ball, man. Because after that, what you gonna do? Who you gonna get? You know what I mean? I think James Franklin would have been the next best option, man. But salute to VT, man. That's gonna make the ACC a little better. That's gonna make the competition a little better. He's gonna get Virginia. He's definitely gonna raise the floor for Virginia Tech. And there's talent. He's used to recruiting that area as well. He's in Virginia Tech, Virginia up north, the DMV area, Jersey, New York, West Virginia. Yeah, he's so that's a good look for Virginia Tech. They made a big move, and I heard they're throwing a lot of resources behind him. So Virginia Tech gonna look different in a couple years, man. They have fantastic facilities, man. My son, we went up there a couple of times. They have fantastic facilities, man. And we stadium is like that stadium get rocking, man. Into the Sand, man. One of the greatest atmospheres in college football, man. I was fortunate enough to see them against Notre Dame a couple years ago, man, at that place, night game, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, man. 818, what you talking? Miami, VTech, and Clemson will be class of the ACC soon. You know, if they're in the ACC, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen, man. If they're in the ACC, we're gonna see. Yeah, man. But again, Virginia Tech, we're in Blacksburg. You know, Miami has to handle business, man. I don't think Coach Dawson will take his foot off the gas, man. I think he's going to continue to try to score as many points as he can. I think he's going to let the dogs loose, man. I think Fletcher be back this week too. According to Coach Cristobal, it's looking good. I think CJ will be back. Looking good. Hopefully that doesn't slow anything up. But I think, you know, before Fletch got hurt, he was the best back anyway. He was doing this thing. I'm not worried about Fletch. Fletch and Pringle, that's gonna be that's gonna be crazy, man. And Sean Maher, man. I hope Jordan Lau is okay. I don't know about any injury situation, but I hope he's okay. You know, again, man, like I had people talking about Elijah Lofton is trash and you know, JoJo, they can and lie. Listen, man. Listen. When it comes to Elijah Lofton, I'm not in Florida. I'm not in Vegas where he went to high school. I did watch him in high school on TV because he went to Gorman, which is a powerhouse school. They played a powerhouse schedule. Elijah Lofton gave some of the best in the game the business on a weekly basis. South Florida players was like, yo, he's the best we seen in high school. You know what I mean? Lofton is not whack. When you're going through injury, you know, things physically, that messes with your mentals, man. Especially when you've never been hurt like that before. That messes with your mentals, man, because you can't do you can't perform how you're used to performing. And credit to Miami staff, credit to the offensive staff for continuing to throw that man the ball in the game Saturday. He dropped some early passes and he caught a big touchdown pass, man. So salute, man. Salute for them for doing that, man. JoJo as well. You know what I mean? He caught a big pass from Malley. And I'm sure, again, when you was the man in high school and you get to college and it's not going like that, it starts to mess with your mind, especially in the social media era. I'm sorry, especially in the NIL era. You got everybody hollering at you. Yo, come here, man. We'll get you the ball. Come here. You'll be the star. What you doing, man? JJ getting busy over there. You not getting busy over here. Blah, 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 blah. Messes with your mind, man. It messes with your mind, man. You gotta have people, and I'm sure the people in the building are trying to get him out of it. So, you know, I'm looking for both of them, Elijah Lofton and JoJo and Jordan Lau, man, to come back and have big games, man, to help finish out the season. Yeah, RC, man. Thank you. Congrats, Joe, to your family on this. Yeah, man. They won their conference. CIAA conference, man. They start playoffs Saturday. They play at 1:00. So Miami plays at noon. They play at 1. They always trying to, you know, the universe is always trying to get me to, you know what I mean? I got to be on my phone watching Miami and watching my son, man. Like, it's crazy, man. And then in the stadium, I don't sit down when I'm watching the game, man. I go to the stadium. I find a place where I can stand up and watch the game. I can't sit down when I'm watching games, man. So, yeah, man. Hey, you as well. You as well, James. Thank you. Thank you so much for sliding through, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. So those young guys, we're gonna need everybody. We're gonna need all hands on deck. We're gonna need all hands on deck, man. Defense, you know, I think everybody. I didn't hear anything about OJ coming back yet. Keontae Scott, we know, is out for a while, which is still a big blow. Even though we did what we did Saturday, he's still gonna be missed. It's a big blow, man. But you know, you got guys like Damari, who's nobody's talking about Damari. He's just locking things down. Nobody talking about Ethan O'Connor. He just locking things down. Xavier Lucas back there locking things down. The freshman, Mr. Fitzgerald, back there locking things down. The quiet assassin, Poiser. Salute to everybody. Salute to my guy Flo. Talking about Poiser from the jump. Flo not always right. He be talking about some other people, but he did talk about Poiser. And I needed to see it because he started out a little, the game was a little fast, but he caught on and he been running. Poiser been getting busy. I love the secondary, man. And salute to the linebacking core too, man. The linebacking core stepped up last game. Popo, Torrey, he's been getting some flack, but he's getting better. He's getting better. Last couple of weeks, he's put together some good tape, man. Yeah. Salute to my guy too. Oh gosh, I'm old. The vet, man. Oh gosh. 41. How I forget my guy's name, man? I'm bugging. My bad. I'm old, man. So don't get mad at me. Yeah, salute to all those guys in the building, man. Yeah. Offensively, salute to Keelan Marion. Chase Smith, my bad. Yeah, you're right, man. Chase Smith. I'm sorry about that. I'm bugging. That's my guy, man. And he's been playing out his mind too. Like he should. He's a vet, big dude, running around crazy, chasing people down. Chase been getting it in. Keelan Marion on offense. Salute to you, champ. You know what I mean? People was talking bad about Keelan Marion. All he does is get busy. Big catches and big moments, 50-50 balls, big third down catches. He gets busy, man. Salute to Keelan Marion. Salute to the whole offense, man. So let's get your score predictions real quick. Let's get some score predictions real quick, man. I got my guys. They all text me their score prediction. My guy CB said Miami 41, Virginia Tech 13. What you got? 818 got 49-7. My guy Benny says Miami 44, Virginia Tech 7. My guy Polk says Miami 38, Virginia Tech 10. All right, so Gio says we getting in the 40s, 47-13. Oh, we closing in on 50. Oh, yeah, Callie said 49. BK 45-17. Oh, Brandon talking spicy. 55-10, huh? Oh, all right. 55-10 at noon. We dropping 50s in the noon game. All right, so I'm gonna go. Man, I'm gonna go 40. I'm gonna go 45-13 Miami. 45-13 Miami. Yeah, I'm gonna go 45-13, man. I'm gonna keep it a bar. I really don't think they're gonna score 13, but Drones, he shows up against us, man. I don't know what it is. You know, he tends to show up against us, man. And teams tend to try to do different things against us. And listen, James Franklin in the building, man. He might, you know, he might give him a little bump. You know, he might have some input on the thing, so they may perform a little better. So I'm gonna say 45-13, man. Vito says 44-13. Style points are needed. That's right. That's right. We already know. All right, so that's that, man. We got VT on Saturday. Can't wait. VTech is horrible, no doubt, no doubt. But you know what's on paper and what has happened doesn't really matter. Every week is a different week, brother. Every week is a different week. Someone asked about a quarterback for next year, right? Hmm. I can't remember who asked, but someone asked about a quarterback for next year, right? So it's been known or it's been reported that Miami will be heavily in the market for a transfer portal quarterback again in 26, like they were this year, like they were last year. Whether you will agree with it or not, that's what it is. If you look in the building and you want Luke Nickel, Judd Anderson, Emory Williams, and the young boy coming in 26, Darion Coleman, to fight it out, and you think you want to roll with that in 26, can't knock you. I'm not mad. But if you have the opportunity to get Sam Levitt in the boat, I know people are talking about CJ Daniels and what we made him look like and blah, 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 blah. But I still think he would be a top 3 to 5 transfer quarterback. You have to always remember, man, scheme, talent around you, O-line, those are huge factors. Those are huge factors, man. You know, you can't discredit that. So I think CJ crazy here. I think he would be, I think he would do his thing with these weapons that we have here. He wouldn't be running for his life. He wouldn't have to. Now, again, we are getting a new O-line next year, though. We are losing 4 or 5. So that can be something too as well. I'm not gonna let me revise that statement saying he's not gonna run for his life. I don't know. We don't know. We're losing 4 linemen, and depending on what Markel Bell does, you know, he comes back, then we have a left tackle. But we're losing a center. We're losing a right guard. We're losing our right tackle. And so we may have a left guard and left tackle coming back, right? So our O-line next year could look like Markel Bell and Jackson Cantwell at tackles, or maybe SJ or Ryan Rodriguez at center. And then you got guards. You got Kinsler, you got Max Buchanan, you got McCoy, Pancake. You got some options there. But let me see. I prefer Miami put intense work on developing Luke or Judd. I think the book is closed on Emory, and yeah, but Brandon, with that being said, right? So if Sam, let's say the kid from Cal, which I doubt he jumps in the portal, man, because I think he love it out there. I think he really loves Cal. And for everybody, it's not about jumping in the portal and getting money and all that. It's not about that. So let's say for shits and giggles, he does jump in the portal, the kid from Cal. Let's say the kid from Cincinnati. I can't remember his name. Cincinnati. Let me look at it. Cincinnati Bearcats QB. Because he's a problem. Sorsby. Let's say Sorsby jumps in. What do you do? CJ jumps in. What if Lane leaves and an Ole Miss quarterback jumps in? There's a kid at Ole Miss. I think he's from Florida, right? I think he's from South Florida. Not Chambliss, but Austin Simmons, right? What if Austin Simmons jumps in, man? Like, you have options. So are you willing to potentially learn some lessons and have some tough wins and have some tough games with the young guys in 26 when you have a roster that's built to go to the playoffs? If we go to the playoffs this year, next year, it's going to be higher expectations. So are you willing to hand the keys over to Luke or Judd next year, even though they've been in the system for a couple years? Are you willing to do that? Maybe. Or if Sam Levitt comes in and says, "Yo, man, I want to transfer. I like your system, Dawson. I've seen what you've done. I want to join you. I want to, I'll take $4 million." I think you're gonna pay that. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Mario would not be doing his job if he didn't try to get the bill. Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Brandon says, I totally understand. I can't miss QB in the portal because I like Mester Make. Yeah, a lot of people like him too. Levitt and Sellers can go elsewhere. If our boys are not ready, then what is doing? Why recruit high level? I get that, man. I get that. I really do. Like, I really understand that. But it's a risk, man. It's a risk because, especially at that position. Now, a lot of other positions, no doubt, run with your 5 stars and whatever. But at that position, you kind of have to know if you have a surefire thing, man. If Cam Ward walks through the door, you like, yeah, let's ride. Let's ride for this year. Let's ride, man. I just can't, I understand both arguments, man. I really do. But if there's a portal quarterback out there, how about the Maryland one? Yeah, Yeah. He's younger. He's a little younger. Malik Washington. He's a little younger, man. But you know, I think if you get a quarterback with 2 or 3 years left, then you put in jeopardy somebody like Darion Coleman, who people think will be special. If you got a quarterback that's going to be here for 2 or 3 years, I don't think he doesn't want to sit for 2 or 3 years. I don't think. Mr. Mad Skills, correct. Joey fans say they would accept the dip, but they won't. They will bitch him right. So you start a first time starter, and we lose 4 or 5 games. It's gonna be tight. Not gonna be tight. CJ has 2 years of eligibility, no doubt. But I think with CJ, if he was to come here and he has a year like he would think he would have, and what the expectation would be, I think he'll jump up draft boards because his upside is already crazy. His measurables are already crazy. His arm is an NFL arm. If that gets fixed and he's able to produce, I think he'll leave early. I think so. Yeah, I'm not talking about Chambliss, Gio, who's the starter. I'm talking about Austin Simmons, who I believe is the backup. Right? So Trinidad Chambliss is a starter, who I think is a young dude too. I think he's a young dude too. So if Austin Simmons remains on the bench, because Austin Simmons was starting, he got hurt. Chambliss took his spot and never relinquished it. So if Austin Simmons is just going to be a backup, then I think he would want to get up out of there. Yeah. So, and I think Austin Simmons, what's Austin say? Yeah, he's from Florida, man. Moorhaven Senior. He's from Pinecrest, Florida. Or he's from Florida. He's only a sophomore. Yeah, man. So yeah, but I see both sides of it, man. If it has to be somebody who is special. Hawaiian King, what's going on? Appreciate the dono, man. $25. Hi, folks. Will DJ Lagway leave UF? Ugh. Oh man, I don't know about that one, man. I really think it depends on who the coach is, who comes in, because a lot of coaches want to come in and bring their own guys. So if you get, let's say for shits and giggles, this Lane Kiffin, I think he brings his own guy with him. Whether that be Chambliss or Austin Simmons, he may bring Austin Simmons with him. But you never know. It's wild that there haven't been any decommits from Florida though, or people jumping in the portal really from Florida. So maybe they've been incentivized to wait a little bit until they get a coach. Who knows? But yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I really don't want to look towards that though, because we still got something to fight for. Peoples. Miami wins out. I think they're in the playoffs. Overdose. Point is taken, but then we want to run the risk we have now where our QB transfer doesn't have the relationship with wide receiver 1 or 2 to trust them to make the tough catch in the clutch. Yeah, I think this situation is different because Beck couldn't throw in the offseason. Right? So you sitting there taking mental reps and doing all that, but you couldn't throw to them until after the spring was over, approaching the summer. I think whoever you bring in will be here in January, right? Because that's the portal window. And they'll have a full spring to acclimate. Hopefully, they don't bring someone in who needs Tommy John surgery or whatever. they'll be able to acclimate in the spring, which is ideal, and then be ready in the summer. So I think it's a little different, man. I think it's a little different scenario. But I understand both sides, man. I really do. Because when you hit, you got your young boys like Julian Sane, but really, I mean, again, what is he? He's throwing it up to two of the best receivers in the nation. O-line is crazy. And let's keep it a buck. Like Ohio State got a last place schedule. They they really got a last place schedule. It's crazy. So Miami wins out. They make playing what that mean. This is way oversimplified. Miami has a slight chance, holds more truth. Say that again, Rob. Are you saying that people saying if Miami wins out, they're making the playoffs is oversimplified, and saying that Miami has a slight chance is more truthful? Okay. I mean, if that's what you're saying, it's just what I believe. Playoffs. Okay, I got you, Rob. It's just what I believe, man. I believe if Miami wins out, and obviously, right? Okay, I see what you're saying. So obviously, some things have to happen in front of Miami, right? Okay, some things have to happen in front of Miami, but we're not having any type of conversation about the playoffs if Miami doesn't win out first, right? But I think some things will happen in front of Miami. So that's the thing. I think some things will happen. So we'll see though. We'll see. This is drama. This is what they did. Miami did that to themselves, right? If they handle business, even if they lost one of the games, right? If they split SMU and Louisville, if they beat one of those teams, we're having a different conversation right now, right? But they didn't. They lost two. Like everybody else lost two, though. There's a few teams that haven't lost a game. There's no Ohio State hasn't lost a game. Has Indiana lost a game? Yeah, there's a couple teams who haven't lost, man. But there's a lot of 2-loss teams out there. A lot of people have slipped up twice. So, but whatever. They just need to handle their business, man, and we'll see what's happening. We'll see what's happening. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody jumping in, man. Once again, my guys, they'll be back. Everybody will be back Sunday. Hopefully after a dub, and I'll be able to sip my wine and celebrate with everybody Sunday. Yeah, Virginia Tech is on the clock, man. Virginia Tech is on the clock. We got to handle business. Hopefully we get CJ Daniels back from injury. Hopefully we get Fletch back from injury. Hopefully we get OJ back from injury. Hopefully Wes is good. Hopefully everybody good, man. Unfortunate for Keontae Scott. But Coach Cristobal threw numbers at the problem, right? The issue was in the secondary last year, he threw numbers at it and he hit. He hit overwhelmingly high hit rate. He hit, man. So, it's all good, man. Appreciate all you guys, all you peoples that join me, everybody watching. Check us out, man. Check us out. We're bringing back more than will we be back next week? I think next Tuesday we will be back for the culture with AO, Flo, Benny, and myself. We'll be over on the Flow Network next Tuesday. We may have a couple more. We may have a couple more recruits. We may have a couple more commitments, man. So, we shall see. All right. Have a good night. I appreciate y'all. It's all about that. Peace.
Thanks for watching. You heard. Thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. You already know every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. You already know every Sunday. Right on time.